I'm sitting over here in the struggle bus, and me and this person, we started off at the same time in the same like starting line, right? And look at where they are. And look how far back I'm still sitting. I feel like I'm still in the struggle bus. How did they make it out? And what's wrong with me? Is it something I said? Is it just me? Do you know that feeling? Do you know that feeling? Listen, I used to think that feeling only came around once in a while, but it turns out, if you're on these social media streets, that feeling is waiting for you right around the corner. And literally recently, oh man, this just burnt me so hard. Recently, I was just over here minding my own business, enjoying the sunshine in gorgeous Mexico. When, don't you know, I start scrolling, and I didn't even ask for this, okay? I didn't go to this person's page because I don't follow them like that. But this is somebody who is definitely a peer. We went to the same program, okay? We literally graduated from the same prestigious place that trains storytellers. And am I proud of my girl? Like all day, every day. She's won so many awards. I'm legitimately like so impressed by, and also like I give flowers where flowers are due, right? And this person has hit like the New York Times bestseller. Like I'm telling you, they've done all of the things, and they tend to be a lot of the things that we went to this place in order to accomplish. I'm not mad at that. I'm mad at this particular moment that I want to tell you about. I'm sitting over here, I'm minding my own business, and Instagram is like, oh, Mahodi, you look like you could use a little bit of this emotion that doesn't even have a word in the English dictionary. We call it comparison, but this shit needs its own like terminology, okay? Don't you know, this woman is posting about a particular stage where they were invited and they gave this talk that is like one of one, okay, I can tell you just right now, it was TED. They were invited to the TED stage, and the main stage, not like TEDx, the main stage. And of course they were glowing. Of course they had like gorgeous snapshots that are like behind the scenes. And they're like, yeah, this just happened. I'm so excited. And here's the theme that we were celebrating. And here's when you can expect to hear from me, like an actual footage of the video of them talking on stage. Girl, girl. I mean, I didn't lose it, but man, that feeling hit me so hard. It felt like I don't even, like, there aren't words for it, because again, social media is so new and this feeling is pervasive, but it's not something that we have specific and precise language for. The closest is you feel jealous, or the closest is, oh, it was comparison. But in that moment, what I know is I felt a kind of way. I felt some kind of way. Why? Not because this was a random opportunity. I had literally this spring and last year, beginning last year fall, I was in the running for that particular opportunity. I was speaking to the curators at TED. I was doing so much work. Let me tell you, by the time you hit that stage, the amount of prep that you've done, and this wasn't even prep for the actual talk. It was prep just to convince them that the talk was a talk worth having on stage, right? I had moved through multiple rounds. And there's evidence, like I'm not just out here talking about things that I wish. Here's evidence of the rejection letter that I got from them when I was so sure that it was in the bag. I was so sure that it was in the bag. I wasn't sure just because like I'm out here, like I'm saying, like making things up in stories, but because of the response that I got on the other side once I had made it through the finalist round. It was like, oh my God, you're amazing. This is like bonkers and mash, da 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 da. And then I get this letter that's like, unfortunately, oh my God, the participants, the competition was so stiff. I'm not, who wants to get out of here? I don't want to hear any of that. Got in my feels so deeply. And what I remember in the moment of processing it is like, okay, I left everything on the court with this particular opportunity, and what's not mine really truly is not mine. I made peace with it, and I was pretty proud of myself and all of the work that I did until that moment when I was minding my business and Instagram decided to bring this to the top of my feed and be like, oh yeah, remember that like amazing growth work that you did? How about this? How you feel about it now? Where are you at now? Actually, that experience that we've all had, that's not jealousy, okay? Because jealousy would me wanting her exact life. Like I literally just wanted to wear her clothes and be in the costume of being her. That's not what that feeling is. That feeling that we call comparison, it's almost like there's an ad, right, that is running, but the ad is about our lives. It is an advertisement of what our lives could be and what we're hungriest for. Because have you ever noticed you don't feel this around things that you have zero interest in? When I see people being like trad wives and their houses are all perfect and like, I don't know, they're like baking, I've never in my life been like, oh my God, why don't my muffins turn out like that? But when it comes to this particular thing that I'm talking about, right? Like being on that stage, yeah, I felt some kind of way because girl, I've been wanting this like nakedly and obviously and working for it literally for a really long time. But in this specific instance, like I said, since last year fall, I have evidence. And what I have learned is when these moments hit you, your job is to understand the data that's coming at you. It's almost like you are watching a future self sending you a signal that is, here is what you want in order to get to future self. So I actually did exactly that. I took that as data for, oh, I need to be really serious about how do I fulfill what future self is showing me, as opposed to if it was just raw jealousy. Like I said, I'd just be sitting here stewing and like, oh my God, this girl, I want her, man, like I want her, all her hair, I don't know, all of the things. I don't want that. I want this one particular thing and I want it my way. That's another thing that's very important and different. I don't want her version. Like I really don't. I'm sure her talk is amazing, but like, don't you want to give the talk that only you could? Isn't that like kind of what I do with my clients? Help them give the talk that is not only the best talk that anybody has ever heard, bar none, but is also the talk that only they possibly could have given. That's the work that we do when I'm working with one-on-one clients. And I very much literally was like, oh, okay, download that. How could you use this data to get the thing that this ad is showing you? This is what your future self is capable of. This is what your future self wants. How do I do that? But in a way that is the right fit for me, right? Jealousy makes you nasty. Jealousy, remember that song from childhood? To be honest, I agree with that sentiment. I don't think that jealousy is a healthy instinct. But I do know that we can learn from comparison. We can learn from the hunger that we feel when we're comparing ourselves to a specific moment, a specific desire. Drop it in the comments. I read all of the comments. I'm always excited to hear from you. And I also want to ask you, have you subscribed to this channel? Because let me tell you one thing, okay? I am here to give you value. My name is Ma Khokhodi. And I help you speak up for your excellence, because your excellence is not going to speak for itself. And let me tell you, that is your job. Opening up your mouth and speaking for your excellence is your job. And quietly excellence, that is basically synonymous with quietly broke. I don't want that to be you.